Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to Double Play CLE, all here alongside Jay. You were expecting me to ask you a question in follow-up to that, weren't you?
No. You
Oh,
usually
good.
just keep talking.
I do, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. We are at the All-Star break, the midway point of the season. The Cleveland Guardians sit in first place at 500 in the worst division in baseball. All of that is astonishing to me. What do you say about your first half Cleveland Guardians?
We are doing better than we were doing last year.
I
And
really
that
hope
is what
that's not true.
it's exactly true. We weren't in first place. We weren't at 500.
Now I gotta go and check that.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know about the record, but I know we weren't in first place. Minnesota was. Either them or the White Sox, one of the two.
I
And
genuinely need to find out about that one because I don't believe that. Well, we were 46 and 44 in the first half of last season. So we're worse off in terms of win-loss percentage than we were at this time last year.
well,
We also,
I know we weren't in first.
I don't think we were. Let me see if I can.
I don't even think we were in second.
All right, so there's that.
We might have been. Um,
No, we were 2.5 back of Minnesota, who was 50 and 43. In fact, the division was much healthier last year. The White Sox were 45 and 46, and even the Tigers at 37 and 55 isn't the worst in the division. This time last year, the New York Yankees were atop the American League with a 63 and 28 record, which is a 692 win percentage, and the Los Angeles Dodgers on the National League side with a 60-30 split. The interesting thing about that, the Texas Rangers were near the bottom of the list here. Baltimore was right around the same spot as we were in terms of the
the
overalls.
Diamondbacks are on the bottom too.
Arizona was in the bottom tier, along with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, who are surging towards the top of the Central Division for them.
I think unfortunately we'll see all that stuff fizzle out. And I mean unfortunately very sincerely. Um that's usually what happens.
But that was a interesting look. I didn't even think to look for that. So knowing
Um
now what you know, what say you about the first half of your Cleveland Guardians 2023?
I say the same thing. I think we're improved from last year. When loss be what it is, I think we're gravely improved from last year. I think we have a team full of rookies for the most part. Especially our pitching staff. Our bullpen, if you don't know, is first in the whole league as far as what is it? ERA. There's two stats we lead in, and two stats we're in second in. And between those four stats, it's hits, ERA, win loss, and something else very freaking important. Not win loss. Can it be holds? No. I know it's like ERA and hits, which I mean, I don't know what else you really want from your bullpen to be first in other than ERA and hits. So, um, I think we're okay there. I think Class A is a little overused. Um,
Yeah, that seems a fair statement.
overworked. So, every time he loses a game, he has to save seven. So, I mean, everyone gives him so much shit for he blew the day he got selected to All-Star, he blew a save, which sucks ass. It
And
sucks
he's not
ass
even going to the All-Star game.
for his own call.
Yeah, that actually puts only one All-Star who will be active in Seattle this weekend, Jose Ramirez.
Josh Naylor should have been an all-star.
Looking at the stats, I can't argue that. And it looks
I'm
like
not
he
even just
just
looking
came
at the
down
stats. If
to
you're looking at the last couple games, I mean, the dude should have been an all-star. Yeah, and he had another 3-hit game. I don't know how many RBIs he had in that game. The dude hit like two. He hit, was it him or it might have been Bell that just hit their 200 RBIs or something like that. Someone just hit something. I know that.
believe that was Josh Bell.
Yeah. Speaking of Bell, Bell's still on the improvement. I like his base runnings getting a little bit better for a bigger guy, which is always nice to see. He did
The
get caught.
power swing is coming back for Josh Bell.
I don't know about you, and I don't know much about baseball other than watching it and talking about it with my friend Paul here. But his swing looks so ugly. Like he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like it's like, ugh. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I feel like if he straightened that form out, I feel like that dude literally could not hit a home run. Like he has so much mass behind that, and he obviously knows how to hit a ball. But like, I don't know. Whenever he hits it, it's the same thing I feel about Oscar Gonzalez, which we can touch base on in a second because I need SpongeBob back like now.
Go
But
for it.
besides that, that's all there is to it. I don't know if anyone's seen his.
That's
I
all
don't know
you
if anyone's
got.
seen his stats lately, but he's like, I know he's above 300. Just in the last month, he's had like 5 home runs. He's had like 4 or 5 triples, a handful of doubles. Like the dude's been the dude's. I need him back, and that's. I don't know why he's playing in AAA. I just
The
I
rumor
don't.
is that he's going to be called up after the All-Star break. So that's a benefit to us. I think a lot of what we're looking at with Oscar Gonzalez is he's going to be that move that we make instead of making a trade.
We got a lot of jam. We got a lot of jam in the outfield. I mean, you could let Oscar DH for all I care, but Oscar has an arm too. Like, he's made some monster defensive plays for us as well, and he's fast. So I mean, um, God, it's hard. It's hard when you look out in that outfield. You got don't Straw and Quan both have a Golden Glove?
Straw does. I don't think Quan does.
Are you sure? I could have. I know that
He,
sounds
he
stupid, but I could have swore he did.
he
I
may
know
have won
we
it
know we
last
know
year.
Straw does.
We had 4 Gold Glove winners last year.
I'm pretty
'Cause
sure Quan's a Golden Glover because uh, between Quan, Straw, and Brennan's a great defensive
yeah,
player too.
it was actually Bieber, Jimenez, Quan, and Straw all won the
Yeah,
Gold Glove
yeah.
last year.
Who
So
know who
Straw
knows
and
their
Quan,
Glarbians? Who knows their
they're.
Cleveland Guardians? That's right.
I was just about to
They're
say, did you
Cleveland
call them the
Gardeners.
Glarbians?
That's I always say that. The Cleveland Garbians. The Cleveland Gardeners.
Are you having
The
a
Gardos.
stroke?
Hey, Hammy was the one that called them the Gardeners earlier. That's why I texted. I don't know if anyone else was listening to the broadcast, but he was like, the Cleveland Gardeners. And he just started laughing to himself.
Like, son of
And I
a.
was like, this guy.
He's just well, it's you got one more game is what he was looking at until the All-Star break. Then he got 4 days off. He's phoning it in at that point. He's done. He's like, let's just get to the break and be done with this.
Miles Straw over the last month has hit 270. If nobody has been watching that, I have been talking about it and has been the same goes for Ahmed Rosario. He's hitting like I don't know, he was hitting like 340, something like that. The same goes for Naylor. Naylor was hitting like I want to say 400, but it couldn't have been 400 because you would have heard about that.
Oh, most
But he,
definitely.
but he was hitting high 300s. So I think we're on a big turning point. Bo Naylor, a 3-hit game. Like people are gonna and you know what? I'm over the whole. It's this team, it's that team. Oh, it was the Royals. I don't give a damn because you got to play these teams. Every team wants to win. Every team's out there playing to win. Every pitcher's out there on the mound trying to strike you out, trying to get you out, and the people behind them are trying to throw you out. So every hit is a real hit. It's not like it means anything less just because it comes against this baseball team. Because you take the Royals right now and put them against any one of the best Penn people, they're gonna whoop your ass. That's all I gotta say. They're gonna whoop your ass up and down that damn street. So
Just
like
to piggyback on that with Josh Naylor, you said in the last 7 games he's batting 400 or the last 30?
month, yes, 30.
Close. Batting 376. He's got
Okay.
47 hits, 17 runs, 3 home runs, 24 RBI, 4 walks, a stolen base, which I'm not even sure when the hell that happened,
I was
and
listening
20
to that one.
strikeouts.
I was listening to that one because I was like, hold on, who? Because I was at work and I was like, who just stole a base? Because they must have messed up because it wasn't Josh Naylor that just. I'm pretty sure it was just like a first to second too. And
He's
if I'm
he's
not
no
mistaken,
he's no
if I'm
Elly
not
De La
mistaken, I
Cruz.
listened to that. Yeah, that's something else.
We'll
I
talk
don't
about
need him to
Elly in
be
a little
though.
bit.
I need Stephen Kwan to be Elly De La Cruz. I need Straw to be Elly De La Cruz. Like I need them to be themselves. Straw, like I said, hitting 270, Naylor 376, Ahmed's something like that. Ahmed's up there too. He's above 300. Jose's quietly the
Actually,
same way.
Ahmed is at 268. The only batter on the roster right now for the Guardians, regular playing time, that is batting over 300 is Josh Naylor at 305 for the season.
I said over
Jose's,
the last month.
oh, well, I don't have that stat in front of me. Good Lord.
I know that's why I'm saying it because I read this stuff the other day because they were talking about it,
Oh,
or Hammy was talking about it today.
I found the stat. Okay, hang on.
I was just gonna say you just gave it to me for Naylor, so how couldn't you give it to me for someone else?
I was on his individual page, okay? Rosario's batting 333 in his last 30 days. Jose, 310.
Thank
Kwan is
you.
at 276.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Miles Straw, by the way, batting 226.
Thank you very much. Well, he said in the month of what month did we just pass? June?
June.
I think he said in the month of June. Really? You said 226 in general? That can't be right.
No,
Really?
in the last 30 days. In the last 30 days. Actually, Straw is batting 226. No, he is batting 226 overall. That's kind of weird.
Are
No,
you
wait,
sure that's
hang on.
not what you read?
No, that's the last stat. Hang on.
This
Technology. I'm
guy,
trying to.
this guy, he's getting too old.
I said that
Anyway,
I was. I'm as good as that
I-
once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. 236 on the season for Miles Straw.
and you know
Well, that's a
what?
little bit concerning because his on base isn't there.
You,
He's
you
on
know
base
what?
304.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it because how often do we watch him make a play that saves the game? I pretty often, in my opinion.
But 66 strikeouts to trade for a 236 batting average and a 304 on base. That defense has to be damn near impeccable.
I don't
How
know where do you factor sacrifice into that?
a sacrifice fly is not counted in batting
I know,
average.
so that just gets wiped off completely. That just goes into your ribbies.
Yeah, it's just an at
How many
bat that
ribbies
doesn't
does he have?
exist. 15.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just need to watch the games because there's something about him that I like. I
Maybe
don't know what
he's
to
one
tell
of
you.
your guys.
No, I don't want to say no, he's not because every one of my guardians are my guys, and I have liked Straw since we've signed him. I've always liked Straw. I don't know. I guess I couldn't really tell you. I feel like he means a lot to the clubhouse. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. He seems to play a good game to me. He seems to hit when we need him to. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I know a lot of people have a lot of hate for him. A lot of people had a lot of hate for Ahmed too. Send him to China. Do you want to send him to China now? Because he's arguably our most clutch player right now. It's not even arguably. He is our most clutch player right now. Him and the only other person that you could give that to is Naylor and Jose.
I still say the American League made a mistake by not taking a shot here, getting Josh Naylor on the roster, pinch hit him in the eighth inning. Bada boom, bada bing, you win the All-Star game again.
Does it still matter?
No. It's like it should have been. all along, an exhibition game between the best players of the two leagues. I hated
I
I
liked the
hated
whole
that.
World Series home advantage
You
thing.
took a meaningless game and put the most important stakes of the season on it. No, we are fine where
And
we're
so
at.
and made it meaningful.
No, it should never have had that stake.
Hmm.
And then what's the point? What's the point in even bothering trying to put together a 100-win season if you're in the American League and the National League won the All-Star game? Doesn't matter. I won't get home field in the World Series.
Yeah.
And there are enough teams that think that way.
Yeah. They all think the Paul way.
It's not the Paul way. It's just baseball.
The Paul E way, sorry.
I despise you.
The old man way.
Oh, get off my
Mhm.
lawn. I
I
aspire
think
to have a rocking chair on my front porch.
final thoughts are, well, actually not final thoughts, because what we need to round into right now is the pitching. We haven't talked about the pitching at all.
Go for it.
I think Class A is fine. I think our bullpen in Class A is perfectly fine. I think maybe Class A. I didn't know he had a baby on the way. So, just saying
Congratulations.
well, congratulations. But I'm just saying that could weigh a lot on someone. You know what I mean? So, maybe that'll be somewhat of a relief to him, and maybe uh he might tighten up a little bit more. But I think too, he's very overused. He's overused, he's overworked. I mean, we asked the dude to play. I swear to God, it's damn near every game. Obviously, it can't be. So he's played at least 40, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's played at least 30. It might be somewhere in the middle. And how many games are we at? 80?
We're actually 90, if I'm not mistaken. We're a little bit over halfway.
So
Uh,
even if
you
you
were
don't want to
looking for
say
the number of games that Class A has played.
yes, games played.
Got that. He leads the team with 44 games, 25 saves.
44? That's half of our games.
Gets worse.
That's
Behind him is Trevor Stephan at 41. And then Angel De Los Santos at 37. Eli Morgan at 34. James Karinchak hasn't even been on the team in a month, and he's in the top 5 with 32.
I love all of our pitchers. I love De Los Santos. I love the energy our team has. Like, it's just sometimes that you got to watch the games and watch like the replays of stuff. The other day, when going back to Miles Straw, when was it Miles Straw or was it Brennan? De Los Santos hit, it was in the Royals game, and he threw that pitch and it went all the way to the wall. And I think it was Brennan actually. And he threw that bullet to Fry, and Fry made that diving tag out at home. And De Los Santos was super excited. Like, he did like a fist pump and like gave him a high five. And I love the energy. But way more importantly, you know where he was standing? Behind home plate, where he should be. So it's the little things like that that I think mean a lot to like pitchers that so if David Fry was to miss that pitch or miss that catch, you know what I mean? De Los Santos was there to back it up. And I think a lot of pitchers, I don't know. That might not mean so much to other people, but I think that's the little things that keep us. Those are the little things that keep us from being such a shit team sometimes. Is like, I don't know. Like, that was a great play. I love that. I watched that play a million times. It was a great play. I didn't realize, I was listening to it at work. I didn't realize in real time that saved us the game. That run would have been the tying run. I don't know if you know that or not, but that was a good play.
Yes, you're talking about the relay play that Terry Francona
No,
called the
not the relay
not
play.
the
That
relay.
was last night. No,
Okay,
there
because
was
I thought we were
one.
talking about that.
You're talking about the one last night that Straw. No, the one I'm talking about is from Straw. The one you're talking about is Brennan to Jimenez to Fry
The one that also
to
would have
Naylor.
that,
That was
saved the game.
Naylor.
defense wins
Yeah,
championships, and that's I think one of the things that we're kind of glossing over with this team is that yeah, you got to have offense. Nobody's denying that, especially in this day and age where everybody's got a designated hitter, so you're not going to get any easy outs. But what's saving the Guardians' backsides is defense.
I
It
can
sure as
definitely agree
hell
with
ain't our
that.
pitching. It sure as hell ain't our pitching. Our starters are terrible.
Mm, I don't know about terrible, but
Let me throw out my weekly hope. It's the All-Star break. There's a chance to trade Shane Bieber.
for what?
At this point, I don't care. Just get somebody's farm system for this kid and be done with it because he's not going to take us to the World Series. This team is not a World Series threat. This team is barely a postseason threat. I really hate the fact that people are latching on to some sort of weird hope that the Guardians are going to turn into the 2016 Indians. That was a fluke. That was a lucky circumstance where they just got red hot and just ran through teams. That is not a common thing. This team, the 2023 Guardians, is an average team at best that is going to get wiped out in the first round of the postseason. I hate to be the one to say that, but I seem to be the only one who has any common sense.
Eh,
They're not
well,
good. They're an average team. That's not a bad thing.
I mean,
An
so are the
average team.
Astros this year, and that would have been the first team we take on in the first round. You think the Astros would destroy us right now?
I think
Because
they
the
would sweep
Astros are,
us. I think they would sweep us.
bull. Have you been you so have you been even like the Astros aren't even that good right now? Like, what about them is great?
What's good about them is they've got a guy named Jordan Alvarez who can hit nukes on
He's not
command.
even playing.
We're talking about the postseason. He'll be perfectly healthy then, and you're going to
We're
have to
talking
face
about
him
we're
minimum
talking
of
about
four
right
bats a
now.
game.
We're talking about right now
I
because
know
if
we're
we're
talking about the postseason if it
okay,
started today.
so so then we don't know what's going to go on then because we don't know the moves that are going to be made. Because if you want to be honest and you're going to sit there and I know you're going to tell me we can't compare them, but you're going to who has the most walk-offs in postseason history in one postseason? So I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Okay, so what? You're talking about a guy that's injured. How do we know he comes back and hits bombs? You literally tell me right now that we're going to get swept against a team, and I tell you what is good about them, and the first thing you tell me is a guy that's not even fucking playing. That's like if we played the Yankees, and you're going to tell me, oh, because Aaron Judge is going to kill us. He's not even fucking playing right now.
But that's the biggest threat. And that's always going to be the
That's
biggest threat until
no,
those
no, no,
players
no,
are
no,
gone.
no. My whole point was, is you're saying we're not a contender. We're barely a contender. We're going to get swept by Houston. Why? Because personally, I think our defense is better than Houston. Is our offense better? Probably not.
Is our
Is
pitching better than Houston?
our pitching's probably on par? Tell me about their pitchers, because I bet you I know more about their pitchers than you.
Go
Tell me
for it.
about their pitchers. No, no, you go for it. You're the one
You
making the
go for
point.
it.
I don't have
You're
anything to go for. I said that they're on par with us. So if they're not, tell me why they're not.
they have a championship pedigree for one. They have a comparable manager to what we have. So our one advantage over most of these postseason teams is gone. I love Terry Francona. I have
Dusty's ass, and everyone even says
Dusty
that.
Baker is
Dusty got
just as good.
carried. Dusty got carried, and we all know it. There's nothing wrong with that. But the dude's not a super great manager. Dude, Houston shits on him, and you know it. And you know it. I watched their Twitter fans shit on him 24/7, acting like they don't do it to Tito. I'm not going to say that, but not as bad as they do it to Dusty. I'm just saying the dude just sits there and chews a toothpick. He doesn't fucking do anything. Houston's got great hitters. Listen, and I might get some hate for this, but I like Jordan Alvarez. I really do, especially because he wasn't part of the whole scandal, so he's free of that. The dude's an absolute. I'm one of those people, and Paul, Tyler, all my buddies can tell you this. I'm a big fan of good athletes. And Jordan Alvarez is a flipping monster. So I like that guy. I like him. But you're going to tell me, right? I don't know what Houston's record is. I'm sure it's positive. I'm sure it's better than ours.
I'm
But
sure it's positive.
I don't even think are they leading their division? I thought they weren't. Or they would be a wild card.
They are currently a wild card. Texas is leading
Okay.
the division.
Okay, that's what I thought. And that'd be whoever we would face the next round would be Texas
Yeah,
if the playoffs were to start right now.
we would have to go right through Texas in order to get to the ALCS, which is also not easy.
Right now, Houston's not the juggernaut that they were.
They don't have to be, though. They have a team that has to be just good enough to get in, and then they can shake things up. The Guardians aren't that team
Why? That's what we did last year.
because we were better. We were
The
a better
Yankees just
team
happened to
last
beat
year.
us. What is different about this team?
For one, the bullpen has been exhausted to the point of extinction. Two, you have at least three starters that should have been in your rotation who have spent time on the injured list or are still currently there. You have unproven rookies that you are relying on to carry the rotation that you're also trying to minimize the damage and not kill their arms by sending them down to AAA, which I don't agree with. I
Wait,
think
what's our record right now?
we are at 500.
I know, but how many? How many wins do we have? Because you said we were 46 and 44 last year.
46 and 44. So I think we're 45 and 45, if I recall.
So we're oh my god, I didn't even realize that. So we're one game different. Oh, you
Yeah,
know what?
45 and 45.
This whole time I thought I didn't even hear the numbers. I just heard it was obviously positive. We're one game different. I'm not worried. We're always a slow start team. I've said it. I've got proof. You can watch the other videos. Hey, you can always watch our other videos. I don't know where, and follow the link at Believe Land Media. But I've said it. We're a slow start team. Everyone knows it. We always come out of the second half better.
But why
Who
are
know?
we a slow start team? Why aren't we better than that? Is it because we
Because we
play in
don't have
Cleveland and it's cold?
money. Because we don't have money. What are we supposed to do in the off
Develop
season?
players.
All these people go, well, guess what, people, including you, if you want to fucking develop players, that requires time. You don't just shit a Bo Naylor and he walks up and hits 5 home runs like everyone expected him to. Jesus Christ. You know how many haters there were in his first 3 or 4 games? Oh my God, he's 1 for 19. This freaking kid. Yeah, kid. He's a kid. And he's just played his first couple MLB games. Now the dude's getting me 3 hits in a game, cranking out RBIs and effing doubles and shit. Let him play a little bit. It's the same goes with Oscar Gonzalez. Get him back in I want him back in my lineup immediately. I need him now. If you give me Naylor, Jose, and Oscar cranking power balls, and Quan, Straw, and Rosario just giving me singles and doubles, dude, we're unstoppable. That's what I'm saying. I don't need home runs. And Bell, too. We have a good team. We have and Brennan, we have a real good team. That's what makes me mad. Is if you say those names out loud, nobody knows who those people are. They know who Josh Naylor and Jose Ramirez is, and maybe Stephen Kwan.
They probably don't know who Josh Naylor is either.
Yes, they do. They know who Josh Naylor is.
Josh
Naylor's annoying. Josh Naylor's annoying. Remember this?
Remember this? A little bit.
People know who Josh Naylor is.
He gets a little bit of national attention from the national spotlight, but I don't think average.
It's not national. It's not national attention. It's not national attention. Josh Naylor shits on these fan bases individually. You remember the White Sox? You remember the Yankees? This is why I love Josh Naylor, because please don't select him.
Play baseball?
Do not select him. A little bit fatter, but yes, if I could play baseball. Please, don't select Josh Naylor as an all-star, because all I did was piss him off. all that did was, and you could just see it in the way he plays. He's just still hitting better right now. Like, and you know what? You might be, you're probably a little bit more right than I want to say, because probably like the casual fan most certainly doesn't know who Josh Naylor is. You're probably right about that. But the people like you and me, they know who Josh Naylor is. Most certainly. Most
Baseball
certainly.
fans know who Josh Naylor is, but the average fan doesn't know at least half of this Guardians roster. And I think that's part of what I'm getting at is that you're counting on guys that are not proven commodities to carry this team to the postseason and beyond.
You talk about
That's
Naylor?
I'm talking about Bo Naylor. I'm talking about Peyton Battenfield, who's currently on rehab in Akron, who in the start that I saw on July 4th looked pretty good. But do
Well,
you
what are we
want
supposed to
to?
do? Who we supposed to rely on?
It's the problem with the Guardians system to begin with. You have this over reliance on young players that when it doesn't work, it goes bad quickly. And
I think
I can very
I think
easily see the second half not being as great as people are expecting.
I'm sure I could see that. I could see that happening too, but I'm not. It is.
I'm not
We'll
sitting
have to
here
wait and
saying I
see.
want that to happen. I think that's the common misconception with me is that people think I want this team to suck. I don't, but I'm looking at it from a realistic
Paulie's saying that.
standpoint.
Paulie's saying that because he stood there staring at me evilly every time Bieber does a shitty outing. Look at him smiling right now, like he wants Bieber to do shitty.
I
And then I
don't.
told him,
I
and
just
I
want him
told him to
gone.
his face, I've never met a fan who wants their team to do more shitty than I have Paul. You like wish them that you wish Karen Check to do shitty. You wish Bieber to do shitty. Like, why
I
would you
can't
want
deny
them to do
Karen Check.
shitty?
I can't deny Karen Check.
Why? Why would you not want
Because
them
he's
to
a
come out
bad player that I wanted gone.
and just
And
throw shutouts?
the only thing that was going to happen is he was going to get progressively worse and he was going to drag the team down. And he did. So now that he's
Stefan's just
gone,
as bad.
were
And
we a
Stefan's just as
500
bad.
were we a 500 team with Karen Check? No. We didn't become a 500 team until he left.
That's completely unfair because he's been gone for 2 months.
I don't think even 2 months. I think it's a month and a half at most. Dude is
No.
in the top 5 in games played in on the Guardians, and he hasn't been here for at least a month.
Yeah, what does that tell you? So, okay. It's almost like he was overused just like Class A because we're a shitty ass team that can't give any run support.
Whose fault is
That's
that?
Terry
Could,
Francona's.
could that be Miles Straw, who can't hit the broadside of a barn 9 times out of 10?
I don't know about that.
There's been a lot of people on social media that are calling for Miles Straw's head.
Okay, go for
And
it.
I'm going to be honest, the person who's the odd man out of that outfield is Miles Straw when Oscar Gonzalez does finally get called up.
Okay, so put Oscar Gonzalez in there, let Miles Straw DH.
No, Miles Straw will be sitting on the bench at that point.
That'd be a terrible decision.
I think that's where we're heading with this, and I think that's what you need to prepare yourself for, because the outfield is going to be Quan, Gonzalez, Brennan.
And we'll see.
I'm not against that outfield either. I like Straw. I think he's
What
a
about
good
Valera?
player. After some things that happened down in AAA Columbus, where a bench clearing brawl may have happened, I think he's going to be staying in Columbus for a little bit longer.
Played the next game.
We played the next game, but he is suspended for 6 games afterwards. And character issues are a thing that the Cleveland front office watches. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets put into a package deal and gets shipped out of here at the deadline.
Nah.
You put him with Shane Bieber, we can get somebody's farm system. We can get their top 3 prospects right now.
I want Pete Alonso.
To be honest, I could probably get their top 4 prospects if I put that package deal together.
I want Lindor back. That's what I want.
No, no.
I'll take Lindor back.
So
But you're
I
right. We
wanted
don't
to
we don't need we don't need any bats for once. We really don't. We just need some pitching. Why do where what at what position do we need to improve defensively?
first base would be nice.
What's wrong with first base?
I don't like the way Naylor plays first.
What about it?
He's going to start missing some of these long throws from third and short. He's got a really clunky defensive stance. His digouts are a little bit suspect. He needs more work there. But
He's missed some.
why do you keep doing that? No, he hasn't missed any as of yet. But
Well, because I'll tell you exactly why I do that. Because you're telling me I'll tell you exactly why I do this. Because you're telling me that you don't like his defense. There's nothing to fucking say. There's nothing he's done wrong. It's just
just
like
remember
rude.
this
It's like
when he
rude.
costs
It's
you
just
a
like
game.
it's just like oh, you know what? I could really you know what? Never mind. Because I don't want to put your work out on the video. And I was going to give a very specific example.
You
But
were.
no, I was because like he does his job perfectly fine, and you're like he could use some replacing. Like what? Like I've never had a problem with Josh Naylor at first. Never.
If you're sitting here trying to tell me that nobody's replaceable, that's absolutely ludicrous. Everybody's replaceable.
Otani's not replaceable.
He's going to get traded. I don't know who yet. I want to say it's going to be Tampa. I think it's going to be Tampa.
You said replaceable. He's not replaceable. Who are you going to replace him with?
That's what the Angels are trying to figure out.
But he's replaceable. Everyone's replaceable. So who are you going to replace him with?
The next guy in line. They've got
He can pitch. He can pitch and hit.
No, and again, that's the exception to the rule. That's one of the reasons why I have championed him as the MVP.
Josh Naylor has done nothing wrong for you to say that that we need improvement at first base. I just don't. And on top of that, I think he's actually a pretty decent first baseman. I'm surprised to see how he can stretch half the time for that big old dude. Like he does some stretches a lot.
It feels like having Miguel Cabrera at first is what it feels like to me.
I think you're just talking about he's a little bit bigger, so you think he's less agile, which I've yet to see because even he made a great play the other night too. God, I can't remember what it was, but like the ball was going to be foul or something. He like caught it behind his back or something. I don't flipping know, but like I don't know. There's no reason to say that, but okay. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't, but I physically, my eardrums hear what you're saying physically. It just doesn't make you're wrong, but I hear you.
Leave it to you to say I'm wrong.
You can't even give me an example. Because I mean, to cover him to take him off first base is to take him out of the game, and I'm sure as hell not taking his batting out of the game right now.
You can put him at DH.
I don't think so. You're right. You totally could. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about taking him off the field that I think is wrong.
You know who you sound an awful lot like?
Who?
One of the best managers in Cleveland baseball history, Terry Francona, who has guys that he plays, even though the stats say that might not be the best move, he still sticks with his guys. And that's you. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually commendable.
There can be, though. Anyway, my whole point was that my going back before all that was just say, yeah, I don't really think we need any bats or position players. We just need some pitching. We could use a utility guy. Although David Fry seems to be doing pretty well. I would call David Fry a utility guy right now. I mean, shit, we use him at catcher one game and right field the next. So I mean, then we used him again in the outfield. What, like 2 or 3 games later?
Yeah, he's been kind
Um,
of everywhere.
and I mean, he's doing all right. And the first drop from him out in the outfield happened his very first time ever playing outfield, and he never dropped one again. And as a utility player, that's kind of what you expect. And he kind of matches up to someone that we all know and love dearly until the last series we played against him, kind of like an Owen Miller. Like I could definitely see David Fry. They almost look alike too. I could see him being the same thing, and I like that. Gallagher can go anytime. Gallagher can go anytime. Not a big fan of him. I don't know what the hell Bieber's thing is about him. And then it doesn't seem to be doing you any flipping favors, my guy. So kind of running out of excuses. Which, in case I don't know if you noticed, I didn't necessarily argue against trading Shane Bieber anymore, because I don't know. Today really pissed me off because A, I wanted to be right about us sweeping the Royals. And B, not only did I want to be right, but I just wanted to win. I wanted to sweep the Royals. It would have been fucking nice to be above 500 instead of at 500. Would have just been just that much nicer. And then guess what? When you looked at the stats last year, it would have went, oh, we're 46 and 44. Oh my God, we're 46 and 44 again. But no, we couldn't do that. We just had to lose to the ass Royals. Ass Royals. The Royals are such shit. The Royals are such shit. They are such shit. Like
I just want everybody to understand that you send me a text message almost daily now of some team somewhere, some player somewhere with the phrase ass attached to it. And I'm getting to the point where I'm going to turn that into a freaking segment because I don't know what more to do with it. Everybody can't be ass.
Yeah, they can be. They sure as hell can be. Luis Castillo can't even get more than freaking like
God.
5 strikeouts in a game.
You've been sitting on that for a week.
What? No, actually, I can't even take credit for that. That was all Tyler. He said it the one day and it cracked me up. So,
my God. The rotation coming out of the All-Star break is going to be Aaron Savale on Friday in Texas, followed by Gavin Williams on Saturday. Sunday will be Tanner Bybee, and then Monday in Pittsburgh will be Shane Bieber. Your thoughts?
Tuesday's going to be Logan Allen.
Your thoughts on that rotation? Why do you keep flipping me off? You're not stone cold Steve Austin.
Tuesday should be Logan Allen.
Jesus God.
Or
we're supposed to be friends, you know that, right? Like,
or start Eli Morgan. Give me Eli Morgan as a starter. I don't see why not. Unless the dude doesn't have stamina.
Well, you could go with the bullpen game at that point, although I'm not a huge personal fan of that. And we haven't seen it terribly much.
Arguably might be our best option. I know they're trying to give Shane Bieber rest, which is
concerning.
Well, it's concerning the fact who's the first? Houston, Texas.
We're heading to Arlington and then out for a 2-game to Pittsburgh.
It almost feels like we're ducking Bieber versus Texas. And that's annoying because that could be a real postseason matchup.
Yes. As of right now, it would be the ALDS.
So that would be something that'd be interesting to see. And it's almost like, why are we ducking that? Or getting your wish, seeing how his new lineup would fare against a postseason contender. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me. Coming off an All-Star break after how long rest? I'm not going to All-Star. I'm just sitting at home for how long? And I don't get to start.
Be almost
I don't get this
a week, I think, that it'll be since Shane Bieber will have started because he started Sunday and it'll be next Monday before he takes the mound again in Pittsburgh.
and then I don't get to start until 3 games after, and I'm the ace, and all these 16-year-olds get to go before me. I don't know about Savali. I don't know how old Savali is.
I don't think he's 16. I'm almost certain that Tanner Bybee's not 16 either, but I get your point there.
Um, I don't know. Maybe he asked for it. I don't know. Maybe Shane Bieber retires. I don't fucking know.
Like, I've had enough of this. I'm a Cy Young winner. I'm
I was just
just
gonna say
done.
he's a Gold Glove. He's a Cy Young. Maybe he just goes back down to Columbus, tears up Columbus for a little bit, and then retires.
My God. So our boy Tristan McKenzie is going to try to rehab the UCL sprain and not undergo surgery. What are your hopes here?
My hopes? What are my hopes? What? Well, that's just a stupid fucking question.
Yeah, I should have rephrased that. What are
what are
your
anyone's hopes?
expectations? What are your
I don't
realistic
know.
expectations?
I don't know. I don't know, and I try not to think about it.
Does
That's truly how I feel.
That's fair. Does Tristan McKenzie pitch again in 2023?
He shouldn't. I don't know, man. And that's like this whole thing. And another reason why I just try to keep my nose out of it is because it's his life, it's his arm. So at the end of the day, it's his decision to make. He knows his body the best. I don't know. I don't know. It almost makes me want to cry. I love that dude, and he's such a good fucking guy too. Like, why does this shit have to happen to like the good people? That's what pisses me off. Like, he's so good for the team. He's such a good person. He's good for the community. He's good for the environment. Like, and at the end of the day, he's a good damn pitcher. And it's
I
just
have nothing bad to say about Tristan McKenzie.
nobody does. Not
I've
one
been a
person has
fan.
anything bad to say about him.
I want to see him succeed and be the ace that I know he can be for this team.
Opposite
I feel
teams
like
have nothing bad to say about him. Like,
this is the problem that I have with all of this, is that I genuinely believe if we had gone into the 2023 season with a healthy Tristan McKenzie, Shane Bieber
we'd
would
be
already
at
be
least
gone. Shane Bieber would already be gone. We would have bolstered the problems that we have, and we would have made a serious run towards the 1 and 2 seed. But we don't have any. That's the problem that I keep running into. We have no reason to try to make this team better because they're not a 1 or 2 seed, and they're not going to get to that point with what we have. So you can make that move, go get a piece, a rental, but why? The teams that are sitting in 1 and 2 right now are going to stay there. I wish
my big
I
thing.
wish
My
Tristan
big
had been
thing,
healthy.
My big thing about Tristan is his very last game he lost.
But we also know they had the UCL stuff going on. So you almost wonder if that game was when it really started to come to the forefront for him.
I think
You also wonder if he pitched with it in his previous start where he looked fantastic.
I'm scared that what against, and who did we play then? Because it wasn't someone good. I remember that.
No, it was
I want to say it was the A's, but I don't think it was the A's. You say that about, we having Tristan McKenzie, but would Tristan McKenzie change the fact that our first half of the season, well, we'll say our first quarter, first third of the season, we couldn't hit the damn baseball? That
no.
would have, like, Tristan McKenzie would have been able to change that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying with our pitching, and that's what I'm saying with Shane Bieber. I'm not saying to excuse him, but you even listen, like Hammy will even tell you.
It was actually Minnesota that he played in his first start.
Was it Minnesota?
Yeah.
Well, Minnesota's not that good either.
They're competing with us for the division lead.
Hey, they're in second.
Oh my God. Christ.
So you got our pitchers, just like Shane Bieber, who are playing with a team. Oh, God damn it! You threw me off my train of thought, and I lost it. I know what I'm generally trying to say. I can't remember my whole thought now.
You're saying that even if Tristan were here, the offense wasn't
We
here, and we would
still
still
we
be
still sucked, and we were still probably going to lose those games because you still need to put runs on the board.
agreed completely. But if you put 0 runs on the board from the opposition,
Oh, I know
you
what I was
just
going to
got to
say.
get 1.
Okay,
It's a hell
okay,
of a
you're
lot
right.
easier to get 1 than it is to get 5.
You're right. You're right. Hammy was even talking about earlier how Shane has like 4 or 5 no decisions this year.
Yes, he does.
So what about that? There's games where he went like 7 innings, 2 hits, 8 Ks, but lost the game or had a no decision because the bullpen blew it up.
The best bullpen in baseball?
They did. I don't know what to tell you.
That's a bad look.
Earlier in the season with your boy Karinchak.
I,
I don't know. You do have a point there, but like that's this. I mean, that's what he said earlier. I don't know. He's the one who said it on the radio. He said he had like, and 3 of them were. One of them was the one where Stefan blew it open. What, like a week or 2 ago, where we haven't seen him since. I don't know. I don't know. It's getting rough at this point. I'm saying I don't know a lot. It sucks. I think the most frustrating thing is that our bats are picking up. So if our pitchers can find their stride, and again, it was against the Royals, and I know I just said earlier about about crappy teams versus non-crappy teams, and yada 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 yada. But hopefully, this will be a little pick me up. Savali had 9 Ks the other day, put up an absolute gem.
he looked good.
Who else? Who was our Gavin Williams? He did real good yesterday too. What
He
sucks
looked
is
like the prospect that we've been expecting.
what sucks was Bybee. He didn't really suck. I don't want to say suck because he didn't. He won, but like he only had like 5, 6 Ks, and those came within like his last couple innings. Like if he would have been on his stuff the whole game, the dude could have put up another like 12 strikeouts. But he was just, dude, and for half the game, he was walking people left and right. Like, it was a little rough. But however, he's, I'll still give him a couple games before I really start getting on him. So,
We've been giving the Guardians a bit of hell all show long here. Let's give Major League Baseball a little hell, shall we?
why?
So, Larry Doby Day was July the 5th. And as you know, that honors number 14, Larry Doby, whose jersey number was retired in 1994. He is one of the last people to have held a Cleveland World Series championship as he played for the 1948 Cleveland Indians. You might have noticed that Terry Francona had the number 14 inscribed on his baseball cap in a silver Sharpie marker. It was right here. Actually, it'd be right here, sorry. Apparently, Francona and the rest of the team wanted to do what the Dodgers and all of Major League Baseball does on Jackie Robinson Day when they wear number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson. The Guardians wanted to wear number 14 for Larry Doby. They were told no by Major League Baseball. This is the 76th anniversary of Larry Doby making it to the American League, becoming the first African American to break the color barrier in the American League. I just want to sit here and tell Major League Baseball to suck it. Because if Jackie Robinson is as important as you have always said he is, and he absolutely is, you are doing a great disservice to minority fans across Cleveland, Ohio, and the entire Midwest by disrespecting Larry Doby by not giving him the same treatment as Jackie Robinson. The only reason that we do this is because Jackie got there first. And I don't want this to be like, oh, well, the first person on the moon is more important than the second person on the moon. God damn it. They both ended up on the fucking moon. You should be celebrating all of them, and you should celebrate them because they went through the same atrocities, whether it be the first person to make it or the second person to make it, they still had to deal with all of the racism, segregation throughout. Having played in the Negro Leagues to begin with because we didn't even want them in the leagues. So, yes, I'm a little bit ticked off at Major League Baseball because you damn well need to make sure the Cleveland Guardians wear 14 on July 5th. And I damn well better see it next year, or it better stop entirely. Because that's what you're doing by saying that Jackie Robinson is more important than any other African American who's ever played the game. You are disrespecting every single minority player. I bet the Pittsburgh Pirates don't have this problem when they try to honor Roberto Clemente when they wear 21. They don't, because they have the respect of Major League Baseball to do that. Why the Cleveland Guardians could not get that same respect for Larry Doby is an absolute sham. And another thing that we can say, fuck you, Rob Manfred. And fuck the Yankees as well, just because I hate them.
What about the third person?
Who else am I supposed to say?
Well, you said we got to celebrate the first person and the second person. What about the third person and the 4th person?
Look, I'm not going to make heads or tails on that. I don't have that list in front of me. But
I mean, listen, I get the anger, but I can understand why Jackie Robinson would be more celebrated. That doesn't make Larry
I'm not saying
Jackie
should not be celebrated. But if we still have different leagues, we have the American League and we have the National League.
But we don't.
But we do.
But we don't. But we don't.
But we do.
How many championships are there? There's one league championship.
There's always been one league championship.
No, there's not. There used to
World
be
Series.
There used to be a National League championship and an American League championship.
We still have that.
No, we don't. Those don't
Yes.
count. Those don't mean anything.
So you're telling me the 20. So you're saying the 2016 American League champion Cleveland Indians that doesn't matter.
Tell me you're happy with that.
I'm not saying I'm happy with that. I'm saying that is a championship that you win.
Then I'm telling you it doesn't matter because I'm not fucking happy with it. Are you?
Look, I don't think I'm ever going to get to see the Guardians win the World Series in my lifetime.
Okay,
so it doesn't really matter.
That's my fucking point. That doesn't matter. It's not taken away from that group, and don't anyone. I swear to God, don't anyone come for me because no. But like, it doesn't matter. It's not what we're here for. You don't go. The only way that matters is the following season when you're or the off season for that matter. Because once we get into the following season, we start sucking again. It doesn't matter. But for that off season, you got a whole handful of months that you can talk shit to 28 other teams. That's it. That's the only thing that comes with winning the league championship.
We also get to hang a banner up on a wall.
Anyway, my whole point is just that, like, I understand. But I don't like, well, we can't celebrate every single black person that ever plays baseball. I mean, we can, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not individually. Like, what I get where you're coming from, but it's just I don't know. I don't know why they would say no, though.
No, that's the part that's confusing. It's one day. It's not hard to make up a bunch of jerseys that say 14, and it's a special day that you could get more fans to the ballpark. It's stupid to say no.
Not only that, but I bet you the other team would participate. I bet you they would. I bet you they'd wear 14. Why not? Maybe not. I mean, I don't see why not. Like, why I would.
I feel like the other team should have a patch, not jersey numbers.
Well, I guess it depends on the team because if I'm like, I don't know. It's rough to say because we're talking about Jackie Robinson here, right? For example, there's Dodgers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck the Dodgers, right? Fuck the Yankees.
Yeah, let's throw them into it.
But I'm gonna sell. Well, I actually don't mind the Dodgers, but I don't personally really like any high payroll team because I'm from a low payroll team. So any high payroll team can go suck it, with the exception of I do like the Phillies. I didn't realize they were so high up there. I really didn't. I don't know how they are, but I like the Phillies. Anyway, what I was gonna say is like the other team participating, like if it's like a rival team or something, you would think maybe they wouldn't want to celebrate
San
like a Cleveland.
Francisco, the Giants. I don't know why. It's because there's a lot of fans that don't from the Giants that don't like the 42 jerseys when they have to wear them.
But following up with that, was just gonna say, well, yeah, but it's bigger than baseball, so that's a little like ignorant of you. I guess just say you're racist
It's
if you're
the
gonna tell me you don't
American
want.
fan base. I don't
That's
know what
that's
I don't know what to tell
that's
you.
that's got to be racist. But why else? Because I get it. I get it. Like I wouldn't want to celebrate. Okay, okay, because there's not really. I don't. I hate the Yankees, but once again, I do appreciate greatness. So I like Mariano Rivera. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say I like Aaron Judge, but what he did last year was pretty cool. We haven't seen
He
someone hit that many. We haven't seen someone hit that many home runs in a while. So
he should have been
that
the
was pretty
number
cool.
two in the MVP though.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So we're talking about here, Paul. Calm down. Um,
I had a drink of water. Everybody stay hydrated. It's going to get hot this week.
it is. It is indeed. Damn, you made me lose my train of thought again. It was probably gonna. I know it's floating around the same fact that it's like I don't want to celebrate a Yankees player because fuck the Yankees. But like,
We are so
I
close to
would,
getting that sponsor, by the way. It's not even funny.
I, I would not argue against wearing number 42 for the first African American to play baseball. You know what I mean? Like okay, like no, I'm not going to say no to that. Like I don't
No,
know, like that's just
but
because
don't.
it's not about the Yankees at that point. That's what I'm saying. It's bigger than baseball. And you're
And
telling me that
that's
Giants fans are like, ugh, like you don't have to wear a Dodgers jersey. It's not you don't have to wear a Dodgers 42. Like
actually they did at one point in the last couple years. They changed the jersey number font, so every team wore the Dodger 42 as opposed to wearing their own 42,
yeah,
which
but
is
you
a
didn't
little bit
wear
weird.
a Dodgers jersey, is what I'm saying.
No,
Like
but the
you didn't wear
Dodgers
you didn't
font
wear
is
their
kind of iconic.
colors. That's still okay. I get what you're saying, but still, I don't fucking care. I'd still wear it. Like I'm not gonna argue. Like yeah, I'm gonna celebrate this dude. I'm not gonna. And then if you don't like it that much, then as soon as it's done, you take it off and it's over with.
I wonder
Like
how Browns fans would feel wearing a Steelers number.
boy, I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Um, that was actually the argument I was gonna make when I just said about like teams not wanting to wear other teams.
Like
It depends. It
even if it was a
depends.
warm up thing.
I I got you on something though, because I guarantee you, if they wanted to do something to honor, oh, what's his name? Who's the guy who got paralyzed and like can't play football anymore, and the Steelers still took care of him?
Ryan Shazier.
Shazier. Yep. I guarantee you, every Browns fan would have no problem wearing a number in support of him.
You're that's a loaded part of that though, because he is an Ohio State alum.
That doesn't matter though. That doesn't
It
matter for any other.
does.
That doesn't matter for any.
If he's a
It
Pittsburgh
doesn't matter
Steeler
for
and he came from
any.
California, nobody's gonna that argument could hold water. But he's an Ohio State guy.
So give me another Ohio State guy that went to Pittsburgh that
Well,
people from Cleveland like.
I'll flip it the other way. Do you think Pittsburgh Steelers fans would be okay if when we celebrate Joe Thomas's number 73 and retire that probably at a Browns Steelers game, would the Steelers wear a 73 warm-up shirt?
I don't see why you would. But that's not because Joe Thomas wasn't big to football. Joe Thomas was big to the Cleveland Browns.
He was the first ever, according to the little Chiron.
What?
You know, the little joke. He was the first tackle or first lineman or whatever the hell ever.
Was he?
No, no, no. It was a joke because they screwed it up on the little
I'm
graphic.
so confused. Okay.
I'll have to show you that sometime.
We're talking about Jackie Robinson who broke
Yeah,
the color
we've
barrier
gone quite a
versus like
ways here. This is
no,
gone.
I'm just talking about Joe Thomas and Jackie Robinson are two different people. Like that's not
Not
like
denying that.
we're not celebrating. That's why I gave Ryan Shazier as an example because maybe it would be something as to, oh, we're going to celebrate uh or raise money for I don't know what you would have called whatever happened to him, or for that type of like research or something like that. Like, I don't see Browns players or fans having any trouble participating in that whatsoever. And that's exactly what we're talking about in Jackie Robinson Day. We're talking about celebrating him breaking the color barrier. So like it's bigger than the sport itself. You talk about Joe Thomas, I would. You're talking about me having to wear number 7 to celebrate Ben Roethlisberger? Fuck no. Absolutely not. There's your answer. No. Fuck that dude. I don't fucking like that dude, and I wouldn't wear no fucking 7 at all, and I would hope that none of my team would. There's your answer. There's your 100% answer right there. Because that has to do with football, and fuck that dude. Brian Shazier, though, that's cool. And I get what you mean about the Ohio State thing, but however, I don't think so. I think the way he was treated and what happened to him and everything like that, I think that just holds a lot of respect from the Steelers organization. There's nothing you can't, if you are to say something bad about that, you're kind of just a bad person. Like they still helped him along and paid him and made sure he was okay and rehabbed him. Oh, fuck them, shitty ass Steelers. That's, you know what I mean? Like it's just this little like, so
I do want to talk about a couple other things before we get out of here for tonight. We have to talk about Elly De La Cruz. This is an unbelievable Cincinnati shortstop who is doing unreal things. Just when you think you've seen it all with him, he has his bat knob confiscated by Washington Nationals manager Davey Martinez, who, by the way, should be fired. That should have
yeah,
been the final straw, but Washington Nationals should
he
have
did
fired
call
him.
for that. I didn't know
He
he
wanted
did
him
call for
ejected.
that.
He wanted him ejected from that game. That's why that took so long.
He did not want him. He
He
yes,
wanted
but
him
the
ejected.
original call was that he was calling for the knob to be checked on, and once it was removed, his argument, which you could be pissed off about, that's fine, but I could see his angle on it, is all I'm saying, was that he was saying like, hey, you can't do that, so why don't you eject him from the game? He already had an at bat, and I think he had a hit already. I could be wrong.
The
But
point
anyway,
is, Major League Baseball had already approved the bat knobs, so there was no reason to have that argument. Davey Martinez created an argument out of nothing, and then Elly De La Cruz uses the bat and hits a home run. I love this. Like, he's in a game a couple days ago against the Milwaukee Brewers. He stole second, then stole third and home in the same plate appearance. I think the only other person to do that in the last 75 years is Rod Carew of the Minnesota Twins, and he did it in 69. This is a once in a generational player who has the fans captivated. And I'll be honest, the only comparison I can accurately make to Elly De La Cruz is Ken Griffey Jr.
if he's playing, I can tell you the biggest difference between him that's A, exciting, and B, that it's working, is he's not playing by the rules. He's not playing by the unwritten baseball rules.
No.
He didn't look to his third base coach to see if he could steal home. He just said, "This dude's not looking. I'm gone."
Yes.
Like
That's a baseball play. That's a
that's what I'm
baseball.
saying.
That's baseball
different.
mind. That's
You're thinking like back in the day, like you do that without being told to. Like you're yeah, and then you're gonna get your ass beat in the fucking clubhouse. But nowadays it's okay, shit, all right, dude, go for it. And the chirping, I've been on this train forever, my entire life. Any video we've ever made, I've always been on the side of who's ever chirping and yelling, because if you do it, by all means, you deserve it. And the same thing goes with the bat knob thing. He cracked that home run, he turned around to that home run, he turned around, he said, "You didn't check my bat again?" Yeah, I would have said the same shit. Good for him. Like, you know, you try to take me off my game. Guess what? You did it. Like I would have said the same shit. So I'm all for it. And all the old men that are all mad about it, I'm here for it. I love it. Let the kids play. Let the kids be aggressive.
Yes.
Let the kids be kids. Like I like it. Like I really like it. And it's
This
you probably
generation, this generation of kids that's coming up is going to take Major League Baseball to a new level. You said it yourself. Let the kids play. That was Major League Baseball's slogan a couple years back. Now we're finally doing it. And we're seeing amazing results. These kids are doing things that we haven't seen done in 50, 60, 70 years. We have,
and I've said it, let me tell you this. I was talking about steroids. You don't want them to let them to keep doing steroids. That's fine. If they're juicing the balls, keep juicing the fucking balls. I don't care. Juice the balls then, not the players. Shit. I'm just saying, if it makes it more fun, I don't know if they are or if they're not because there's something going on because attendance is up, just uh uh viewership on TV is up. It's more. I don't remember. We can look at my other videos and stuff like that. I don't remember what I said about pitch clock and stuff like that. I don't think I was too against it to begin with, but there's something about it, and maybe it's the shift being banned that I think is really helping because there's a lot more balls in play. The bases being bigger. I don't know what they did right, but one of the formulas that they put together in the offseason worked because it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. You got all these new names. And to be honest, we're coming into a generation here pretty soon. A generation end pretty soon. You got people
yes.
like Wainwright. Pujols just left. Cabrera's on his last season. Verlander. All these people, they're done. They're at the end of their careers. Another 5 years, and all these names are going to be gone. Scherzer. All these people but what the heck happened to Bumgarner?
He got cut by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
He must be done. I haven't even heard about that dude.
You really haven't, and that's a shame because he was one of my favorite left-handed pitchers.
That's my whole point, though, is that we're at the end of a generation here. Just like basketball, just like the NFL. Like there comes a time where there's a new group of people, and we're there. The NBA's got LeBron, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul.
I think people say this a lot,
That's about
and
it.
it gets overused, but I really genuinely believe we are living in the best baseball era of all time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You've got the first batter pitcher combo since Babe Ruth to hit 200 home runs and strike out 500. You've
We
got
are
young talent who is hungry and fighting and clawing to
in
get
new
to the major
teams.
leagues.
We got mix up in teams. You got Cincinnati leading. You got who else is leading? Arizona's leading.
Arizona,
You got people that are just Texas is leading, which the Rangers haven't led in who knows how long. Like
because they
not that
played in the same division as Houston.
what 2000 when they win the World Series? 14? No, not 14.
Texas didn't win the World Series. They got to the series, but
The
St. Louis beat them.
Rangers?
Yeah, the Rangers never. The Rangers were in the World Series against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals beat them. I think that was 13 actually.
I thought the Rangers had one.
No, well, they might have one, but it wasn't a recent one.
No, I meant recently. Yeah, I
No,
know they went though. Yeah, really. I thought they won that one.
no, that was the one with David Eckstein hit the home run that kept the series going, and then they were off to the races.
Or maybe I'm thinking of
I don't think Texas has
Kansas
one.
Kansas City. But it's there's a whole lot of different teams in the mix. It's nice to see. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit that Boston would be in first if they're in our division. I don't give a shit. Because
Yeah,
guess what?
zero World Series titles. They won the pennant in 2011.
Because guess what? They're not in our division. So I don't give a shit about they would be first if they're in ours. Because they're not. And they're in last in their own. And the Yankees are in like third. Houston's in like second or third. It sucks to see Pittsburgh falling off. I thought they were doing good, and then I looked at their record the other day, and I was like, "Oh, no, they're not. Never mind."
They're
I
struggling a little bit.
I thought they were I thought they were doing like decent. like at least kind of like us. Cincinnati though, looking great. Loving to see that. Who else is
And Joey
Colorado
Votto just
sucks.
came back for them about what 2, 3 weeks ago, and he's just
Votto's another one that's going to be
fitting
gone
back
here
in.
pretty soon too.
I've always loved Joey Votto, so
Oh,
that's
me
a
too.
tough one for me.
They're all getting up there though. It is fun baseball to watch right now.
So
What's fun about it too is you don't really have a clear leader. That's really what's fun about it. Is Shohei is doing Shohei stuff, which is cool. But other than that, as far as home run leaders, it's not like Aaron Judge like it was last year. You got, I know Pete Alonso's in there. Oh God, who else is in there?
I'm pretty
I
sure
know
Shohei Ohtani's in there.
No, Shohei leads it. Acuna's in there. Acuna's in there. Is Olsen in there too?
Let me get that for you here.
Ol-
Current leader is Shohei with 32, followed by Olsen with
Olsen
29.
might be in
Matt
there too.
Olsen. Pete Alonso of the Mets has got 26. He's tied for third with Mookie Betts of the Dodgers and Luis Robert of
Mookie
the White
Betts.
Sox. The one that I think a lot of people are sleeping on is Adolis
Hold up.
Garcia.
The White Sox got a player in the top 5 in home runs?
Yeah.
Boy, I would have lost that bet 5 times in a row.
Yeah. Guess
No
how many
fucking way.
strikeouts he has, though? Guess how many strikeouts he has?
How many home runs did he have?
26.
120.
You were close. 107. The only person in the top five with more
Jesus
strikeouts.
Christ.
The only person in the top five with more strikeouts, Matt Olson has 108.
You hear me
Everybody
though?
else, yes, everybody else is either around 65, 70, or 80.
Wow, Matt Olson kind of sucks. I thought he was like good.
254 batting average. He's when
I'm
he
not a
gets
big
a
fan.
hold of it, he's getting it to
Ah,
go,
I'm
but
I'm not a big fan of the Joey Gallo batting style.
nope.
Not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of that. And that's why I like the players we have. I'm okay with watching like I home runs are fun. Home runs are fun. Do not get me wrong. Like Paulie put, they're sexy. They are. They're exciting. They're loud. Yeah, like you love it. But you know what also is also exciting? Just constantly yelling because you're getting five hits in a row, 5, 6 hits in a row. Like some of the shit we do sometimes, you don't realize we're doing it and how kind of crazy it is until you watch it back. And there's games I'm watching it back, like Hammy's like, and that's 7 hits in a row. I'm like, 7 hits in a row? That's insane. That's 7 hits in a row? 7 hits in a row at 2 outs. 7 hits in a row at 2 outs? That's insane. Like, I don't know.
It
Like,
really is.
I think that's harder to do than a home run. Like a home run's crazy, but like, I'll have you know too, watching the games and stuff like that, the B roll that they use to sell tickets is the walk off that you, me, and the boys went to.
I was just about to mention that because that game was at least a month ago, and it's still the one that people go back to. It's nuts.
I was like, why do I know that call? And I was like, oh wait, I was there. I shouldn't know that call because I was there.
So wrapping everything up, Jose Ramirez in the All-Star game. Your thoughts? What do you think Jose is going to do to represent the Guardians as our only representative in Seattle?
Hopefully, he strikes out 4 times.
What now?
I said, hopefully, he strikes out 4 times, and everyone's
Why
like,
do,
he's ass. Cleveland's so ass. And then they'll go back to doubting us.
oh my God. You are something else. Speaking of something else, that's a weird transition for me, but here you go. The Guardians All-Star Break special is going to be coming up this week on Believe Land Media. You'll see it here on YouTube, and you can download it on your favorite social media and podcast platforms. I'll be joining the team from Guardians of the CLE and the owner and CEO of Believe Land Media, Kevin Sluds. We're going to take a look back at our 2023 preview, see how close we got, see if we agree with the predictions we made back in March. Who knows? Some of us might have been spot on a couple things. Not saying it was me, but it might have been me. All of that leads to July the 19th. Our friends at Guardians of the CLE will be in Akron for the Rubber Ducks game against the Richmond Flying Squirrels, where Guardians of the CLE podcast will have the honor of throwing out the first pitch at that game. A good portion of the Believe Land Media staff is going to be there, myself included, along with that guy. Actually, I think it'd be that way. I don't know. I don't know which direction the video is going to put him, but we're very excited. Can't wait. A night out at the ballpark is just lovely. And I just had a night out at the ballpark with my nephew and my brother on July 4th at the Rubber Ducks, so I know exactly how much fun you can have at a minor league baseball game. And I think everybody is underestimating how much fun those games are. So if you have a chance, make the trip down to Akron. If not July 19th to join us, go see the future stars of the Guardians today. And with that, it brings us to the end of our show. But before we go, let's get my one thing. Jay, what is your one thing that a week from today could happen? By the way, I'm 0 for 2 currently on this, so I'm not doing well.
I should be 2-0. That shit's ass.
Everything is not ass. This is supposed to be a positive segment, you know.
Oh wait, I can't say anything about the Rubber Ducks game until next video, huh?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, but it won't happen until after our next video.
I mean, you
right?
could. I think they're still playing through.
I know, but I'm saying like I would talk about that game specifically.
The one so you want to make a prediction next week for the July 19th game? Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. That'll be a week from.
I don't know. We don't even have any games until what?
Friday.
Do we have a game this Friday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Texas, and then Monday, Tuesday in Pittsburgh.
So who starts on Friday?
We just did the podcast about that.
I know it's Tanner Bybee that day, right?
It's Aaron Savali is starting the rotation.
Aaron Savali? I thought you said it. Tanner. Who is it? It's Aaron Gavin Tanner?
Yes.
Okay. Aaron, I think our first game back, we shut out the Rangers.
Wow. All right. I was not expecting that. My one thing is going to be Jose Ramirez. It's the game-winning walk-off home run in the All-Star game to net the American League its 10th straight victory. It's going to be the longest home run.
You see, that's why you're 0-2.
In the last 10 years of the All-Star game. There you go. That is my one thing. And our one thing is to thank all of you for making last week's episode of Double Play CLE here on Believe Land Media the most viewed episode ever. We can't thank you enough for that. We hope that you're enjoying what you're seeing. And remember, you can also interact with us by leaving a comment on the video. So if you hear something that you're like, I don't know that you guys got that quite right, drop something in the comments. We do take a look at it each week to see what's going on.
Yeah, keep telling Paulie we need to get back to getting live so y'all can heckle us live. We're figuring that out. We'll get that. We'll get there. So just be patient with us there.
And I should also point out that this coming Saturday, July the 15th, I will have the pleasure of being on the call for OCW Summer Fest 2023. We're going to be in Mogador at the Lions Park where they have the Mogador Summer Festival. It's going to be a great night of action. It's going to be a night that could change the course of OCW forever because you've got an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the number one contender for the heavyweight championship. The winner of the Heritage Grand Prix will get his championship match for the Ohio Heritage Championship against Chuck the Truck Morris. And there's so much more, plus the festival itself with great food, games, carnival rides. It is a wonderful time. And the best part of it all, you don't have to pay a dime to get into this show. You can come to Mogador and be a part of the loudest crowd of the year for Ohio Championship Wrestling for free. So if you have Saturday off and you're looking for something fun to do, come on out. We'll be starting at 8 p.m. Our intermission will be the fireworks display, and then as soon as the fireworks are done, we'll be bringing the main event fireworks for the second half of the show. So again, thank you to everybody for watching. For Jay, I'm Paul, and we will see you next week.